You know who you look just exactly like?
E.T. phone home.
I'd feel pretty bad. Almost as bad as the people who say Reese's Pieces. Oh.
So many Daves.
I know. Henry, thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Yeah, it's great to hang out with you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, in a real Hollywood trailer.
Here it is.
Yeah.
You see
Exactly
the,
how I imagined it.
welcome to the other side of life.
The good life.
Yeah. Only actors and senior citizens know this life.
When you're approached by fans, what is the one line or single thing that they say to you most on the street, or the question you get?
The question I get the most is, you know who you look just exactly like? You look just like the guy that was in E.T.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a compliment. You've aged well then.
Well, I guess, yeah. Or I look like a 10-year-old boy.
Right.
I don't know.
It could go either way.
Yeah.
When they find out, what is something that they're always curious about the film?
Well, I mean, I'm always amazed that people are still wondering how they did the effect to make the bikes look like they were flying, but that seems to be the most popular question.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When you filmed E.T., what was the first moment you saw that character, that puppet on set? Do you remember that?
I do remember it. It happened before we started filming, actually. After I got the part and in pre-production, I had gone to Steven Spielberg's office at Laird Studios, which has since burned down, but that's where we shot most of the film. And Carlo Rambaldi, who created the creature and built all of the amazing appliances and suits and remote control heads and everything. There were about, I don't know, 13 or 15 different specialized constructions. He had a workshop there on the lot, and Steven took me to the workshop, and we went through the whole thing, and yeah, it was amazing.
For me, as a kid watching the movie, and I know this is not rare, the scene with the agents in the hazmat suits terrified me. Like, it really, really scared me. I know there's movie magic, but you were still a kid. Was that a scary or odd moment for you on set?
No, it was, I mean, the veil between fantasy and reality had kind of been lifted for me. I mean, I was 10, but for Drew Barrymore, who was 6 and turning 7 at the time, it was still, E.T. was very much alive for her. Like, she would wrap scarves around his neck when we left the stage for lunch and things like that.
That's so sweet.
She worried about him and
That's so sweet.
would check on him to make sure he was okay.
Be good. Be good. Oh, God! Elliot.
And Steven would have the operators make him move and breathe, and when she interacted with him, so that it kind of kept the illusion going. But at the same time, Drew was very precocious, and you know, when E.T. was dying in that part of the film, Dee Wallace, who played Mary, my mother, and Drew's mother, she said to Drew, you know, look, E.T.'s dying in this scene, but you know he's just acting. He's not really dying. And Drew was like, I know, Dee, do you think I'm stupid? And then they went on set to look, and you know, there's E.T. all white, and Drew just started bawling, you know, and Steven was like, roll. And that's what you see.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need you to settle a debate for me.
Okay.
A hotly contested debate. How do you say the name of the candy that is in E.T.?
Reese's Pieces.
That's right. Reese's Pieces. Do you know
Because people say Reese's Pieces?
Yes! That's not correct. That's ridiculous.
No, it's pieces.
It's how it's spelled.
Pieces, right?
Pieces.
Pieces.
Yeah. So I don't know
I
if
mean,
this
I
is
think
just
I think you could look at another word, which may kind of encapsulate this whole argument.
yeah.
Feces. How do you pronounce that?
Oh, feces.
Right. It's not Reese's feces. It's Reese's Pieces.
I don't know if this is an East Coast thing or a Philadelphia thing, because I'm from Philadelphia.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Everyone in the Philly area says Reese's Pieces, and it's ridiculous.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
I mean, you can't argue with that.
That regionalism does not pass.
Well, speaking of that, just the massive marketing behind ET and all the products that came out, what was the most unusual thing you remember seeing your face on?
TV trays, which were big in the 80s, and there was an ET TV tray with my face on it. And as a kid, I just thought it was really weird to think about people eating TV dinners and things on my spilling food on my face.
Yes. Looking down at you.
Yeah, that was about as egotistical as I got, I think.
There were also ET shoes from Buster Brown. And there was like a jingle, like ET shoes from Buster Brown. ET shoes from Buster Brown. ET shoes from Buster Brown.
That was it.
That was it. It was a very complicated jingle.
Oh my God. They were giving Liberty Mutual a run for their money, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you were an action figure. Like to be 10 years old and be an action figure must have been kind of incredible.
Yeah, it was kind of a dream come true, but it was a bittersweet realization because I didn't have any cool accessories like my action figure.
No karate chop action or
Nothing
anything like that.
Yeah, I had a hood and
Yeah.
a bike maybe. Yeah.
What E.T. is one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters. Do you remember one of your earliest movie theater experiences?
Yes. My mother took me to see Bambi. And I walked out of the theater, and in the lobby I yelled at her, crying. I said, "Don't ever take me to another Walt Disney movie again." Because I was very upset, yeah. But then I think a year later, Star Wars hit the theaters, and that was the first film that I saw that kind of sparked the idea that, wow, I would like to do that. I would like for that to be my job, like making things like that. It looks like a lot of fun.
After the success of E.T., did it take you a long time? There's certain actors who become known for a certain character, and they become kind of resentful over that. How did you feel after the movie came out? And how long did it take you to come to terms with being Elliot from E.T.?
It took me a while, actually, and it didn't happen all at once. E.T. was out in the theaters for a year, and it was an international sensation. So things kept rolling along for me in the industry, and I did a few more films. But I always felt like, as a kid, as a teenager, I kind of resented the fact that I was always going to be the guy from E.T. Like, whenever when it came to meeting girls or if I was interested in anybody, I was like, oh God, I'm the guy from E.T. I didn't feel like I had a fair shake like everybody else.
Did they always know right off the bat that you were that, or did you have to come to some point where you're like, listen, I got to tell you something?
No,
remember that movie?
I think a lot of people kind of played it cool, but
Yeah.
everybody knew. So
Yeah.
it was not something you could hide, especially in 1986
Yeah.
or 83 or
What has it been like now to reunite with E.T. all these years later? I know it's still a puppet, and there's still guys behind him working him, but I was watching some of the footage, and it made me emotional having grown up with this film to see you hug E.T. and have that reunion.
Yeah.
What's it been like for you?
Well, it's been great, and it is, it is a little emotional because I think that film has such a special place in everyone's heart. A lot of people remember it as the first film that they went to the theaters to see, or they remember watching it with their parents or their grandparents or loved ones, and it has a special place in people's hearts, and it's that relationship embodies so many things, so many different things to so many people. You can't help but feel visceral connection to it if you're a human being with any kind of emotions.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you.
One last question before I wrap it up. Reese's Pieces, did you just get sick of eating them on the set?
I ate a lot of those on the set because they had those, are they 1 pound bags or 2 pound bags of Reese's Pieces on set everywhere, because they were part of set dressing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I used to eat quite a bit. But M&Ms, they were meant to be M&Ms.
I do.
But you know that story, right?
Yeah.
M&Ms said, we don't want to be associated with an alien.
Right.
How would you feel to be that guy?
I'd feel pretty bad.
But-
Almost as bad as the people who say Reese's Pieces. Right? Right, guys? Is everyone back at the office? You're wrong.
The other big ball drop was Gary Gygax, who was the creator of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
He didn't want us to mention the name Dungeons and Dragons in the film because he had read the scene where it was featured, and there was the screen direction of there was money on the table for the pizza.
Yeah.
But he didn't want any idea of gambling associated with his game. So he said, no, I won't allow it. If there's money on the table, people will think that D&D is a gambling game, and that's not allowed.
Wow.
So we couldn't ever mention Dungeons and Dragons.
Another missed opportunity, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Wizards of the Coast, I think they have a different mindset.
Yeah.
Because I saw a box set of D&D on the set of the commercial. So.
Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Do people often ask you to touch fingers with them? Is that
Yes.
something you get? Can we touch fingers?
Of course.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
There it is.
I'll be right here, Henry.
And I think it's this one on the poster. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Perfect.
there we go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That wasn't weird at all.
Hey, come on.
You came back.
You got play, girl.
I need to know. I said nothing.
And I just died right here.
Oh, you don't drink it all the way down?
No regrets. There's nothing where I'm like, you know what I really wish I would have done?
Autographed every part of the human body.
I love it. I cannot wait till the cameras are rolling. Yeah.